Macy here, closing time, D-Day 2013. This is our gun wall. Well, not much of a gun wall. They're all gone, all but one. I wanted to take the opportunity to do this video for you. We learned a lot this D-Day with the 468. We learned, number one, it's not for everybody. This was designed as a training tool. It was designed for a military mindset. And we actually rented out quite a few of these, or loaned out, realistically, because we didn't take anything for them. We loaned them out for people to use during the MagFed game here and to get familiarized with the 468. But we came across all kinds of, I guess, problems that people ran into. But the problems, of course, were very varied, from the gun not shooting, according to them, we'll get into detail, the gun not recocking, and that's pretty much it. I mean, and the mag not seating. So those are the three major things that were happening. Well, of course, the problem with this is that they're used to a paintball gun. I mean, a paintball gun that continues shooting after, even if it doesn't have any paintballs. Or even in the case of an electronic gun, I mean, you just shake up that hopper or turn on the hopper or just load more into the top and it'll continue shooting. The 468, it is a training tool. It's completely different. So these are some of the problems they were having. They're talking about magazine not loading. They basically inserted the magazine, did not seat it in place. The 468, those of you who have it and those of you who heard more about it, you have to seat it into place. It doesn't mean you have to smack it in there, okay? But it does have to be inserted with confidence. I mean, there's no other way to put it. You go in and lock it in there, okay? Once you do this a few times, you actually get to know what the feel of it is like, especially in a high sound environment where it's chaotic. You're not going to listen for that click. I mean, you could in a place where you're not, but when you're in a chaotic situation, you don't listen for the click. You know what it feels like. Once the magazine is fully inserted, of course, it puts rounds in the chamber, and it'll shoot out however many you have in there. Again, they were also not used to the amount of rounds. They had 7 rounds or 10 rounds, depending on the shot that they were taking. If they were in first strike, we basically handed them out 7-round magazines, or 14, so 2 times 7 stacks, and paintball for the 10-round magazines. Again, so they weren't aware that they have to recock it once it's out, and of course we did our very best to explain that if they counted their shots, they could continue just feeding the beast. Okay, you're talking about you shoot your 7, turn it around, put it back in there, shoot another 7, drop your mag, put another one in, and you can just continue again, the beast feeding it. So they're not used to having to recock the marker, and that's all because of the lock bolt. Now, the lock bolt really proved to be an excellent situation here at D-Day, especially because of the paint. The paint, it's very humid, it's very hot, it swells up, it's very prone to chopping. However, we're happy to say that the 468 did not have a single chop throughout any of the guns, none of the ones that came through. But that also led them to believe that the gun was not cycling properly or doing something else. When in effect, what it's doing, when a paintball loses its shell integrity, it doesn't push the lock bolt out of the way. So if it's all mushy and soft, it will not push the lock bolt out of the way, so it won't fire. This is a great thing that we discovered here. This is actually, even though it was designed to prevent chopping completely, we discovered that if the paintball, even though if it's properly in the chamber, if the paintball has lost its strength, it's soft, it will not fire. And of course, if we look at brake beam eye system, if it's in the chamber, it will shoot it. So now consider a paintball that's very soft, that just by like taking it out of the chamber has a possibility of breaking. What would happen if you shoot it with even a low pressure system at 300 psi? That will break in the chamber and it'll probably just make a mess of your barrel. So again, 468, we did see that it's doing everything it was designed to do. It is a training system. This is a tool. I think it separates it from a standard paintball gun to make it just, at this very moment, the ultimate training tool for an AR or M4